Can you hear me, everyone? Yes, can you see my screen? Yes, today, last time we have finished with mercury. We have finished with mercury poison. Now we will go to the next point. Today we will continue with toxicology only. So today's topic is radioactive substances. Radioactive substances. So what is radioactivity? What is radioactivity? When the atom undergoes decomposition. Whenever any atom undergoes decomposition, so this decomposition of the atom is accompanied by emission of radiant energy. You might have heard atomic bomb and all, anu bomb, you might have heard. So that is the atomic energy. So decomposition of an atom causes emission of radiant energy and that radiant energy is in the form of alpha rays, beta rays and gamma rays. Alpha, beta and gamma rays. Now, gamma rays are having very similar property to our X-rays. The X-rays we use for diagnostic purpose. X-ray of hand, in which we see the bones. X-rays of different parts of the body, X-ray chest and all. So these X-rays, they are very similar to these gamma rays out of this alpha, beta and gamma. And under careful control conditions, these radioactive substances or radioactivity of these radioactive substances can be used for therapeutic purpose. They are having very great therapeutic value, means for diagnostic purpose also as well as therapeutic purpose also. So they can be used in so many diagnostic tools as well as they can be used as a therapeutic measure. So when it is used when it is used rationally or under controlled conditions, when these x-rays are used cautiously, when these x-rays are used cautiously, they can be used for diagnostic purpose. And if they are used in massive amount, in large amount, they can cause damage. In uncontrolled conditions, they can cause damage to the body. So they are of great therapeutic as well as diagnostic value. And when any person is exposed to these radioactive substances or radioactivity, the destruction is caused. Destructive, these radioactive substances are destructive to living cells, particularly which cells which are proliferating in nature. The cells or tissues which are proliferative in nature. So examples are bone marrow, where continuously the proliferation is going on, lymphoid tissues, intestinal epithelium, and most importantly cells of reproductive organs are easily affected by this radioactivity. So the proliferating tissues like bone marrow, lymphoid tissue, intestinal epithelium and cells of reproductive organs like testes, ovary, they are very easily affected by radioactivity. And they also cause chromosomal and genes damage. Chromosomes and genes are also damaged by radioactivity. So when any pregnant lady is exposed to radiation, the intrauterine baby is very easily or very seriously affected by these radioactivity. That's why chromosomal damage and genes are damaged. Fetus is, just I told you, fetus is highly susceptible. So when any pregnant lady is exposed to this radiation, the baby, intrauterine baby, is likely to be affected by radiation. You might, I think many of you might have gone to the radiology centers, like where the X-rays and CT scan and MRI are done. So in this center, there is on the board, on the door of the those radiology centers, where the X-ray room is there, where the CT scan room is there, on the door of that room or even on the walls, the board is there, what pregnant lady should not enter the CT scan room or X-ray room, because the baby can be affected by those X-rays or that radiation. So she should not, the pregnant lady should not enter the room where the radiation is used. Alpha and beta rays are having least penetrating power as compared to X-ray. Just we have seen the three types of radiation: alpha, beta and gamma. Gamma very similar to X-ray. So alpha and beta rays are having least penetrating powers as compared to X-rays. Therefore, they are less dangerous, and X-rays are having maximum penetrating power. That's why they will penetrate the soft tissues and where we can visualize the bones. So they are having, they are the most penetrating of all these three. Now there are some examples of these radioactive substances like thorium, uranium. You might have heard these names in chemistry. Radioactive substances: thorium, uranium, radium, and their salts. They emit the radiant energy. Therefore, these substances are called as radioactive substances. So these are the radioactive substances: thorium, uranium, radium, and their salts. They are called as radioactive substances. Now we'll see the signs and symptoms. When any person is exposed to such a radiation, the signs and symptoms will be, now they will depend upon the amount of exposure and duration of exposure, that we will see further. So the clinical features or signs and symptoms because of exposure to any radiation, it will depend upon, it may be sudden or delayed, it may be sudden or delayed for years. So in some patients, the signs and symptoms will develop immediately after exposure to the radiation, and in some patient it will take months or even years. It can be delayed for years depending upon amount of radiation, means how severe the or how potent that radiation was, and duration of exposure, for how much time the exposure has occurred. And the effects are cumulative, just like arsenic poison. We have seen what is cumulative poison. Even if the poison has been taken in small amount repeatedly, in sublethal doses, it will go on accumulating in the body. That's why we are calling it as cumulative poison. So effects of radiation are cumulative. If any person is repeatedly exposed to small amount of radiation, its effects will be cumulative in nature. And therapeutic exposure, very important. The people are very commonly exposed to this therapeutically used radioactivity. That's why this therapeutic exposure causes little general upset. मतलब समझो एक्सरे, सीटी स्कैन और एमआरआई ऐसा कुछ इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने के बाद थोड़ा बहुत जो उसके बॉडी, बिकॉज इट इज अंडर कंट्रोल, अंडर द एक्सपर्ट, अंडर द सुपरविजन ऑफ एक्सपर्ट्स और द पीपल हु आर डीलिंग विद दैट machine, or what we call it as technicians. These technician, x-ray technicians or ct scan technician, they are using it cautiously and under controlled circumstances. That's why therapeutic exposure causes very little general upset. The condition is called as radiation sickness. So radiation sickness is asked as a 2 mark question. Radiation sickness, it is asked as a 2 mark question. So when any person is exposed to such small amount of radiation at a time, the patient will manifest with nausea, loss of appetite, mild fever, means that may not be even recognized by the patient, and malaise, weakness. These symptoms are mild symptoms, and they are because of exposure to small amount of radiation. And these manifestations are togetherly called as radiation sickness. मतलब radiation को exposure होने की वजह से जो भी वो mild symptoms आने वाले हैं, and they will not cause much damage to the patient because it is under supervision and under controlled circumstances. Now, X-rays and radium. If any person is exposed to X-ray or to the radiation that is evolving from radium, the person will develop the manifestations like megaloblastic erythropoiesis. Megaloblastic erythropoiesis means the WBCs which are formed in the bone marrow, they will be of larger size. Then terminal aplastic anemia. Aplastic anemia, what do you mean by aplastic anemia? Anyone? What is aplastic anemia? Anyone? You know different types of anemia? Megaloblast. Yes, yes. Aplastic. You know different. Where the bone marrow is suppressed. Where the bone marrow is suppressed, that's why RBCs are not formed. That is called as aplastic anemia. There are so many types of anemia: iron deficiency, megaloblastic, so many others. Out of them, this is the one variety of anemia, that is aplastic anemia, where the bone marrow is suppressed. That's why RBCs are not formed adequately. So patient will have aplastic anemia. Then leukopenia. What is leukopenia? Very good. What is leukocytosis? What is leukocytosis? What is leukopenia? Yes, when the WBC count is low, it is called a leukopenia. So why leukopenia is there? Now you can tell me the cause by just looking into the previous point, that is aplastic anemia. So aplastic anemia, then leukopenia. Why leukopenia? Now you should know. Because WBCs are not formed in the bone marrow. Because RBCs are not formed in the bone marrow because of suppression of the bone marrow, aplastic anemia. In the same way, you know, WBCs, RBCs, platelets, all these blood cells are formed in bone marrow. So if the bone marrow is suppressed, what will happen? WBC formation will also be suppressed. WBC formation will also be suppressed, and that's why patient will have leukopenia. Hmm? So aplastic anemia because of suppression of RBC secretion, then leukopenia because of defective production of or complete absence of production of RBC, that is because of suppression of the bone marrow by radioactivity. Then intestinal ulcerations, because of that excessive exposure of the body to the X-rays and radium, there will be ulcerations on the intestine, because of which patient will suffer from diarrhea, unexplained diarrhea, not responding to the usual treatment. And there can also be the malignant changes or cancerous changes in the lungs in the form of fibrosis. So fibrosis of lung will also be developed. So these are the manifestations like megaloblastic erythropoiesis, aplastic anemia, leukopenia, intestinal ulceration, diarrhea, and fibrosis of lungs. Now, we'll see what happens if there is chronic exposure. If any person is exposed to the small amount of radiation repeatedly, so there will be premature aging. Premature aging मतलब बहुत जल्दी वो उसके स्किन खराब हो जाएगी, बाल झड़ना शुरू हो जाएगा, बिकॉज ऑफ द पर्सन विल लुक एल्डर देन हिज एक्चुअल एज। उसकी जितनी एक्चुअल एज है उसके मुकाबले वो बहुत ज़्यादा बुढ़ा दिखने लगेगा, क्योंकि उसके देयर विल बी डार्क सर्कल्स अराउंड द आईज, द स्किन विल बी रिंकल्ड, हेयर प्री मैच्योर ग्रेइंग ऑफ द हेयर, बहुत जल्दी उसके बाल सफ़ेद हो जाएंगे या झड़ जाएंगे। सो ऑल दीज आर द साइंस ऑफ प्री मैच्योर एजिंग, मतलब 35-40 की उम्र में ही वो एकदम 50-60-65 का लगने लगेगा। सो दैट इज प्री मैच्योर एजिंग। One more thing that I have not mentioned here is thrombocytopenia. Now, why thrombocytopenia? Because thrombocyte production is also hampered. Thrombocyte production is also reduced in the bone marrow. So, patient will have thrombocytopenia, and thrombocytopenia will be manifested by what will happen because of thrombocytopenia? Reduced number of platelets. अगर ब्लड में प्लेट bleeding disorders, so patient will go on bleeding, because of thrombocytopenia, reduced number of platelets, patient will go on bleeding easily. So there will be bleeding disorders. Anemia because of suppressed secretion of RBCs, hypotension, cataract will be there. This is again important. In case of radioactive substance poisoning, patient will have cataract, sterility because of involvement of the these reproductive organs like ovary and testes and all, and jaw necrosis because of that exposure of the mouth, oral mucosa and all, everything will be affected by radiation, and it will cause necrosis of the jawbone. If the patient is exposed to the single large dose, just I told you the manifestations will depend whether the person is exposed to small doses of radiation repeatedly or patient is exposed to single large dose. So this we have seen chronic exposure, this first one we have seen chronic exposure, and if the patient is exposed to the single large dose, can you give me one example of exposure to the radiation of large dose at a time? Anyone? Anyone? Exposure to single large dose of radiation, the person, large number of people have been exposed at a time. You remember from history, what are the two cities in yes, 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 yes. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where the atomic bombs were blasted by America. So, because of which millions, lakhs of the people were affected by that. So, so many people were killed. So many had so many what we call damage to their body, to their genes, and even their next generations were also affected. And so many problems were caused because the people were exposed to single large dose. And if now that is the one example of exposure to single large dose. What will happen if any person is exposed to such a large radiation? The condition is called as acute radiation syndrome. Acute radiation syndrome. It will be manifested by nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, severe prostration. Patient will have severe weakness, and there will be slight drop in the blood pressure. Blood pressure will be on lower side, and patient may die within 1 to 2 weeks from fever and exhaustion. So patient will be so much exhausted that he can die within 1 to 2 weeks. And if the patient survives this acute radiation syndrome, if the patient survives this acute attack or acute radiation syndrome like diarrhea, prostration, fall in BP, and all these things, if the person recovers, now he will show the other manifestations like loss of body hair, hemorrhages in the skin and mucous membrane. Why hemorrhages? Because of thrombocytopenia. Thrombocytopenia, platelet count will be very low because of suppression of the bone marrow. Then ulceration in mouth and in the GIT. Patient will have ulcerations on the oral mucosa as well as ulcerations on the gastrointestinal tract. So that may be on the stomach, small intestine, or even on the large intestine. There will be ulcerations, and patient will have diarrhea. Then patient will have decreased resistance to infections. Why the patient will have recurrent infections? Leukopenia. No, you know what is the function of WBCs? The WBCs will fight against the infections. So if the patient is having suppressed bone marrow, the RBCs will not be developed properly, so patient will have anemia. Thrombocytes will not be developed properly, so patient will have bleeding disorders, and the WBCs will not be produced in adequate amount. That's why patient will have reduced immunity, or its capability to fight against the common infections will be very low, and that's why patient will have common and repeated infections. So decrease resistance to infections because of lack of all these cells. And now this patient will die because of exhaustion, either because of exhaustion or secondary infection. They can be any common means एक छोटा मोटा इन्फेक्शन भी हो जाता है तो भी वो छोटे से इन्फेक्शन से भी वो कॉम्प्लिकेशन से मर जाएगा बिकॉज his immunity or that protective mechanism is not working properly because of lack of WBCs and all. And इस चीज से भी इस कंडीशन से भी अगर कोई पेशेंट सर्वाइव होता है सो इज लाइकली टू डेवलप ल्यूकेमिया, दैट इज ब्लड कैंसर. सो पेशेंट विल हैव ल्यूकेमिया, सीवियर एनीमिया, एंड कैंसर इन द एक्सपोज टिश्यू, मतलब जहाँ से उसका सबसे ज़्यादा रेडिएशन हुआ है, या तो हाथ पे होगा या एब्डोमेन पे होगा, विच एवर पार्ट हैज़ बीन एक्सपोज और विच एवर द टिश्यू दैट हैज़ बीन एक्सपोज टू द रेडिएशन, there will be malignant changes or cancerous changes will be there, and patient will develop cataract. And ingestion is having similar effect. If any person swallows such a radioactive substance like thorium, uranium, radium and all, if such a radioactive substance is swallowed, even it has entered the gastrointestinal tract, will have similar effects. So ये सब चीजें उसमें भी आने वाली है. So this is about the clinical presentation or signs and symptoms of poisoning with radioactive substances. So this is chronic exposure, then exposure to single large dose, and ingestion is also having similar effects. Now we'll see the treatment part. Treatment, there is no any specific antidote is there. There is no any specific antidote against the radioactive substances. So injurious effects of the radiation cannot be treated by any particular antigen, antibody. So after exposure the external clothings are quickly removed. मतलब अगर हिस्ट्री है पेशेंट को कि इसका किसी रेडिएशन को एक्सपोज हुआ है, so you will have to immediately remove the clothes, wash the body with soap and water, particularly the area that is exposed to the radiation, that is to be washed repeatedly with soap and water. And in case of serious patient where the bone marrow has been suppressed, you may need blood transfusion or even bone marrow transfusion. अगर प्लेटलेट बहुत ज़्यादा कम है, WBC बहुत ज़्यादा कम है या RBC बहुत ज़्यादा कम है, द पेशेंट इज हैविंग सीवियर एनीमिया, यू विल नीड बोन ब्लड ट्रांसफ्यूजन। और ब्लड ट्रांसफ्यूजन देके भी पेशेंट नहीं रिकवर हो रहा है, द पेशेंट इज नॉट गेटिंग स्टेबल, you will have to go for bone marrow transfusion. Then antibiotics for secondary infection, antibiotics because we have seen patient will have recurrent common infection, ये छोटे मोटे infection जिससे किसी healthy आदमी को तकलीफ नहीं होगी, but here this person will deteriorate easily because of the common infections, because there is no immunity or no resistance in the body because of lack of WBCs and all. So antibiotics will be required to control the secondary infections, and of course fluid and electrolyte volume, because patient can have vomiting, patient can have severe exhaustion, circulation may have been collapsed, so you will need plenty of fluids, IV fluids, and to maintain the electrolyte balance. Then medico legal aspect, what is the medico legal aspect of radioactive poisoning by radioactive substances? There can be accidental drinking of tonic water which is containing traces of thorium or radium. So the tonic water, the water that has been toned with thorium or radium, so that accidental drinking of tonic water which is containing the traces of thorium or radium, when it will go into the gastrointestinal tract, patient can develop all these signs and symptoms of radioactivity. Then ingestion of minute amounts of luminous paints of for considerable period, means any person uh, okay, then all are back. Not yet. 46 are there. चलो चलो fast. Should I continue? Okay, I will continue. You can hear me, everyone? You can hear me? Okay, okay, okay. I will continue. So, accidental drinking of the water that has been toned with this thorium or radium or any radioactive substance containing this thorium or radium can cause poisoning. Then ingestion of minute amounts of luminous paints, मतलब तुम्हें पता है वो रात के टाइम में चमकने वाले जो कलर रहते हैं ना, वो गाड़ी पे वगैरह लगाते थे, कोई रिफ्लेक्टर पे, कि रात के अंधेरे में चमकना चाहिए वो कलर। रास्ते के साइड में रास्ते पे कुछ इंडिकेटर्स रहते हैं, डिवाइडर पे या रेलिंग वगैरह जो रास्ते पे प्रोटेक्टिव जो लगा रहता है ना, उसके ऊपर वो चमकने वाले कलर रहते हैं, हम बोलते हैं ना उसको रेडियंट कलर्स, रेडियम, रेडियम का पेंटिंग वगैरह रहता है गाड़ी पे वगैरह, स्टिकर्स बनते हैं, नंबर प्लेट भी बनता है उसमें। सो द पर द पर्सन हु इज वर्किंग विद दिस ल्यूमिनस पेंट्स, मतलब चमकने वाले जो कलर, उसके साथ कोई अगर आदमी काम करने वाला है उसकी फैक्ट्री में या कंटिन्यूसली उसके कांटेक्ट में रहने वाला, सो दैट माइन्यूट amount of these luminous paints can be ingested or they can enter the body for considerable period. Small amount of these luminous paints can be ingested for considerable period and can cause poisoning. And we have seen in the introduction only, these radioactive substances are used mainly in diagnosis and in the treatment. You might have heard radiotherapy in case of cancer. In case of cancer, you might have heard about the radiotherapy. So this radiotherapy is used in the treatment part in cancer and also many other conditions, and also in the diagnosis. For diagnostic purpose we go for x-ray. फ्रैक्चर है कि नहीं, लंग में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है कि नहीं, उसके लिए हम कॉमनली करते हैं ना चेस्ट एक्सरे, हाथ का एक्सरे, पैर का एक्सरे. सो दिस एक्सरे वी आर यूजिंग वेरी कॉमनली. So that's why it should be used very cautiously under controlled circumstances. And the people who are working continuously in x-ray, like that x-ray technician या CT scan center में जो technician रहेगा, who are continuously exposed, they should be very careful. So because it is used very widely in diagnosis and treatment, that's why the people who are dealing with or who are continuously in contact or coming or who are continuously exposed to these radiations should use it very cautiously. शायद तुम लोगों ने, तुम में से कोई एक्सरे करने के लिए गया होगा तो तुमने देखा होगा वो जो आदमी एक्सरे मशीन हैंडल करता है वो एक गाउन पहनता है आगे से एक, दैट इज लीड गाउन. बहुत हेवी रहता है, बहुत ज़्यादा वजन रहता है उसका. सो वो लीड गाउन पहनने के बाद ही वो एक्सरे शूट करता है. बिकॉज इन एक्सरे, सीटी स्कैन एज वेल एज एमआरआई, तो अंदर काम करने वाला जो भी आदमी रहता है वो टेक्नीशियन, that person wears the lead gown, and all the walls and the doors, particularly doors are also loaded with the lead. उसका अलग से शीट आता है उसका लीड का, वो दरवाजे पे लगा रहता है ताकि उससे वो रेडिएशन बाहर ना जाए. So it is used widely in diagnosis and treatment. That's why those people who are dealing with these x-rays, CT scan, MRI, they should be very cautious, and so that they should not be exposed to the radiation. Then in industry also, the workers who are exposed to the radiation, they are likely to develop effects or poisonous effects. That's why they should be very careful. Okay, then here we have finished with radioactive substances. Got everyone? Any problem? समझ में आ रहा है? छोटा है लेकिन it is asked as a 5 mark short note. Radioactive substances is asked as a 5 mark short note. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? Got everyone? बोलो कुछ तो. Okay, it is short topic actually. Then should we stop here? It's hardly 30 minutes only. Since I have started the lecture, it is hardly 30 minutes. Should we stop? Okay, tomorrow we will see next topic. We will go to either new poison from toxicology, or most probably we will go to forensic medicine. Tomorrow we will see forensic medicine, one new topic from forensic medicine. And if not possible, अरे हाँ, कल तो मेरा थेरी पेपर है 4th ईयर का, कल फाइनल ईयर का थेरी पेपर है, कल मैं कॉलेज में रहूँगा. I may be late. If I get a bit late from returning the college, I will post or I will send the message accordingly, so that whether to conduct the lecture on 5 p.m. or not, I will send a message in the group. I will message accordingly. I don't know whether tomorrow I will be able to take the lecture or not. If I will be taking lecture, I will post the link on the group. Okay then. See you. Bye everyone. We'll stop here today. Chalo, bye. I will end the meeting for all.